Many times you're going to run into an individual who says, I already have an agent.
This is your first day in real estate, and I am your real estate sales trainer and coach, James Festini. And this is the program that's going to teach you how to sell more real estate in less time.
How do you overcome this objection? Here's what I do. First of all, we want to understand that there's only two reasons you're going to win or lose a listing. It is love or money. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Love or money. So by love, I mean a previous bond, a connection, a relationship where they know, like, and trust another agent. And money being somebody who is offering a lesser commission, a discount on the commission, or they're offering to, or they're suggesting that the place is worth more money. Maybe even borderline offering more services, but that's more like bonding and, than anything. But they offer more. They offer financial incentives for them to go with them. So love or money. Now I say you can often win over a listing when somebody has a relationship just strictly based on money, right? If somebody's offering a commission discount, you can always beat that. If you're in competition with someone, you can always beat that by offering a bigger discount. If they're suggesting that the house is worth more, well, then you can suggest it's worth even more. But many times, you still have to get your foot in the door. You have to establish a previous connection. Fine example, the listing I just got last week, it was a lady who I was cold calling, and she said we already had an agent, right? And I said, okay, great. I'd love to know when the property is going to be on the market. Now you have to understand, I made the cold call and I called her with my script saying I was wondering if you had any interest in selling your house. Now they're on the defensive because I'm a telemarketer asking and clearly soliciting for the business. I was wondering if you had any interest in selling your house, to which they reject or object and say, no, we already have an agent. If I went back with anything to retaliate or retaliatory, that would only lead to a disconnect and a farther disillusion of the conversation rather than going the opposite direction, saying this. Something different, something unexpected, but something that neutralizes the situation. So I would say, oh, okay, great. I'd love to know when is it going to come up on the market? So what I'm doing is I'm letting them know I'm no longer interested in the listing. I'm not calling for a listing. I'm calling for, a different reason. I'd love to know when is it going to come up on the market? You see, there's so little inventory. And this is a script, by the way, script. I'd love to know, hey, when is it going to come up on the market? There's so little inventory, so I'm looking for a buyer I have. When is your place coming up? And they're like, oh, well, I already have an agent. If they pull that again, if they turn around, they're like, oh, well, I already have an agent. Oh, no, that's fine. I get it. You have an agent. That's fine. But I'd love to have a heads up on it. Well, who's your agent? Would it be okay if I got their information? Then I'll follow up with them. See, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to ask a question that will get them to respond and give me some inside information on that other agent. I want to know what sort of relationship they're in. Is it a love or is it a money relationship? So this one 2 weeks ago that I got, she said, well, it was an agent that was recommended to me through the veterans, right? Whatever the veterans is. I don't even know where they find them. I'm a vet, so I don't know where I register to be found, but the veterans. And I said, oh, okay, well, that's great. I'm a veteran too. I'm surprised we haven't met, but no big deal. So when will it be available? Okay, great. Do you have a contract on it now? Are you guys putting it on the market? Can I get a hold of this agent? Like, those are several different varieties of scripts. You can ask them depending on how much time, again, you have with the conversation. Some people are quick to cut you off, so you might not even get some of these questions. But again, I'm trying to identify pieces of information about the relationship they have with, I already have an agent. What is the relationship and how strong is it? Is it love or money? So I said, so this one I got 2 weeks ago. I said, so, okay, well, this is an agent through the vet's fantastic. Hey, have you already signed a contract? Is it already in play? How much are you going to ask for it? See, this is the thing too, is if you ask how much is it's going to be on the market, or have you already signed a contract, whichever one you want to ask, if they've already signed a contract, then you need to talk to the other agent. Fiduciary ethics, all that stuff. So it's okay to say, hey, have you already entered into a contract with the other agent? If so, I'd love to get their information and I'll follow up with them. Again, I'm not looking for the listing. I'm looking, well, because there's not much inventory and I'd love to have a heads up. And then, like this one I just got off the phone with, it triggered this conversation. It goes, well, do you have a buyer? That's a whole nother script for another time, guys and gals. But yeah, do I have a buyer? I don't know. I haven't seen your house. That's an old Floyd Wickman. I don't know. I haven't seen your house. But of course, I have buyers. Finding the listing is the hard part. That's why I'm cold calling. So if it's all right, and I'm jumping back into my script. If it's all right, I'd love to get a hold of your agent. Just out of curiosity, how did you find this agent, right? And this one 2 weeks ago. I'm jumping between two agents. Let me go back to my original story. I'll go back to this one and then I'll finish this topic. So you have varieties of solutions. One where I win, one where I lose. Clearly the one I won, I got the listing, the veterans one, right? She goes, no, I haven't signed a contract. So I said, have you guys entered into a contract yet? Or when is it coming on the market? And she goes, no, I'm actually this was 2 weeks ago. No, I'm actually interviewing the agent on Wednesday night, and this is a Monday. I'm interviewing the agent Wednesday night. I haven't met them yet. Aha, there is no previous relationship except for this veterans vibe, which again, I've already injected myself as a vet, but I casually put it in there as if, okay, that's fine. So now what I'm going to jump into then is say, well, okay, great. Thank you very much for your time. Again, my name is James Festini. I'm a local agent. You have a nice day. Why did I do that? Why did I stop this conversation? Because there was nothing I was going to be able to achieve at that point. I got what I wanted. I identified whether or not they had an agent, which they really didn't, just someone who they haven't met yet. And clearly through the veterans, they were looking for a discount. So it's kind of a combination of a previous kind of existing relationship, but more based on some sort of discount they're expecting or loyalty to the veterans. Whichever one, I've got those bases covered. I'll figure it out. So what do I do at that moment? I drop everything I'm doing and I put together a full SLAM package. If you don't know what a SLAM package is, I help all of my one-on-one students create them, but they're kind of pre-listing packages, but there's contents inside of it, which again, if you find me as your one-on-one coach, I will help you build one. I put together a SLAM package, got it to her door within 30 minutes. That's part of the effectiveness of a SLAM package, is it's got to be slammed on their doorstep. And it's really not what's inside the book. It's that you place it on their doorstep, that you slam it on their doorstep. A slam is not a verb, it's not a noun, it's a verb. Anyhow, so I immediately get to this woman's doorstep 2 weeks ago and I say, sorry to bother you. I put together this beautiful package, right? I say, I'm sorry to bother you. I'm James. I just got off the phone with you about a half hour ago. I wanted to hand you this information just in case when you interview your other agent, that if you are open to speaking with one more agent, again, I'm a vet, whatever discounts or incentives you have, I'd love to talk with you, right? Otherwise, here's my information. What does that do? That gives me one more chance to engage her in a conversation for future, engage her in a conversation for what is the future, right? So here's what we do. I'm going to get to their doorstep and feel them out. So what does this woman do? 2 weeks ago, she goes, oh, this is very nice. She opens up the package, and as I'm standing at the gate, I can sense that she's open to dialogue, right? More dialogue because I'm in person. She sees me. I'm approachable. I'm pleasant. I'm not going to, I'm not closing. I'm just there to deliver the package, but she's standing there thumbing through my stuff. I said, hey, anyhow, this is a lovely house. I'd love to come back another time. Thank you very much for your time. And she goes, okay, great. I go, by the way, tell me more about this veterans. I'm looking for some in, right? But she's not very conversational. So I go, tell me more about this veterans thing. Because like I said, I'm a veteran. Are you a veteran or your husband? She goes, oh, my husband did an army. I'm like, oh, me too. I'd love to meet him sometime. She goes, well, he's not home right now. But yeah, sure, another time. Anyhow, thank you very much for the information. I'm like, great, fantastic. A little bit of chit chat about how nice it is. She points to the roof. Just a little very quick small talk. But I want her to see me, and she's holding my package, which is more than the other agent's done. But here's one thing I find out about the other agent. The other agent is very far away, like very far away, like 40 minutes away. And when she says this, I'm like, whoa, that's kind of far, don't you think? She goes, yeah, I really didn't understand why they were sending someone so far. I go, look, if there's some discounts or incentives, again, I'd love to speak with you about, I can do the discounts. I'm a full service agent. I've been in the area for, nearly 30 years, but yeah, that's pretty far. I go, I mean, with my, I'm kind of doing this like reverse listing pitch where I'm like, I find oftentimes when I list a home for sale, I'm at your house like 3 or 4 times a week. I can't imagine that they're going to be here 3 or 4 times a week from this location, Temecula, right? Temecula sounds like Cucamonga, like Timbuktu, right? I said from Temecula. And she's like, yeah, it is kind of far. I go, you know what? Just consider that when you do. I am local. Thank you very much. Again, I didn't want to take too much of your time. I appreciate it greatly. Have a nice day. That's all I can do. I wasn't there to close on her. I wasn't there to undermine the agent. But if I found some chink in the other agent's armor, which I wasn't using, the veterans, I was using that to my advantage, but the distance, I was using that to my advantage more so. So I know if she's looking at the veterans for a discount, right? I mentioned those things. So I inject those things that I couldn't do over the phone because over the phone, everybody's the same. In person, I can establish just a slightly deeper connection. So I say thank you very much. Have a nice day. And Tuesday rolls around. Right? Well, Monday, of course, immediately I get in my car. I drive a block away, which I recommend to all of my students. You have pre-stamped envelopes and cards inside of your glove box so that anytime you walk away from a personal connection that goes beyond hello, that you get right around the corner and you hand write a card and stick it in the nearest mailbox and go so that she will get it the next day or maybe even Wednesday, right? She's interviewing Wednesday. Was I say Thursday? It was Wednesday. So since it was Monday morning, afternoon, she got my card by Wednesday, and then the interview happens with that other agent. I called her Thursday and I said, hey, it's James. We met at your door the other day. I just wanted to find out how it go last night. And she goes, well, James, to be honest, I wasn't very impressed with the other agent, and I was impressed with your package, and I'd love to have you come out and take a look. I'm like, Shazam. Okay, great. I'd love to come out and take a look. Whenever you got a chance, I'd go over there. Listing. Done. Right? Beautiful house. Coming soon. Almost on the market. And she's motivated. Anyhow, thank you very much. The reason I started this one is because I just made a phone call to a individual $3 million listing. The one I listed the other day was $1.5 million. This is a big boy right here. $3 million, right? So I call this individual right here, and it's a cold call, same thing. Cold calling works if you use my script. Any other script, I can't guarantee, but use my script and my formula, I guarantee you're going to generate leads. And when you generate leads and you know how to do it right, you're going to generate listings. So I'm talking to this individual, and I say, hi, my name is Adrian with the company. I was calling to see if you're interested. And then she goes, yes, as a matter of fact, we're going to be listing on the market in about a month and a half. I said, okay. Great. Hey, is it, just out of curiosity, when will it be on the market? You're saying about a month and a half. Would it be all right if I could get your agent's information? That way, I could follow up with her. And she goes, well, no. I said I already have an agent. I go, no, it's okay. I'm not calling for the listing. As you know, the inventory is very low, and I might have a buyer for this place. She goes, do you have a buyer? I said, look, I don't know for sure. But if I get your agent's number, I can follow up. I really love to just have a heads up because something like this, something special like your house, because I can see it's special. Everyone sounds special. I can see your place is very special. I would love to have a heads up on it and know a little bit before it hits the market. That way I'm ready. Okay? She goes, okay, great. Her name is this. Now, here's the thing. I am not going to be able to penetrate this. Watch, here's the words she said. Her name is specific name. When somebody gives you a specific name of an individual, when they say I have an agent, you say, great, I'd love to get their information. Sometimes they're like, oh, I don't have it in front of me. Well, that tells you they don't even know their name, or maybe they don't. It's just a smoke screen, right? But they should know their agent's name, especially $3 million listing. They should know who's going to be handling it. So she says this name, and it's a very unique name. So I'm like, okay, great. Thank you very much. I'll look into it. Oh, by the way, how, I'm not looking for a listing, but I do wonder, how do you know this agent? Is it a friend or someone you know from the neighborhood? She goes, well, she used to be my volleyball. We're ballers. We play ball, all through high school. Okay. That's game over. A legitimate agent, right? Because as I'm talking to her, I'm immediately Googling her, and yep, she has a website, and that's it, right? They're an agent. So they have an agent, and there's a previous relationship. It's going to be near impossible. I say that there's two ways to win or lose a listing. And oftentimes it's easy to undermine money with money, but it's nearly impossible to undermine love or know, like, and trust, or a previous bond, if that bond is as deep as this. When they're friends and they identify the name, it is nearly impossible. And I know some of you agents who think you're all that, and then some, you could get this. I don't think so. I really don't. I'm looking at her agent, on the screen here. Good-looking agent. So clearly they're friends. It's a solid. My spider senses say, don't even shoot your web in that direction. It ain't gonna stick. What I can say from here is thank you very much. Have a nice day. I'm not even gonna bother dropping off a slam package because, again, they identify the previous relationship. It would just be a waste of time. Identify these things. When you do speak to someone and they say they have an agent, do your best to neutralize the situation and find out the previous relationship, or is it someone they kind of know, or is it a smokescreen? If you have more questions, make sure that you follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to grow my TikTok and I don't have enough followers there. Find me on the internet. If you want one-on-one coaching, I've got all the scripts. I can show you the slam packages. We work on systems and formulas to make sure that your CRM, that's my jam, a system for you to lead generate and follow up doing this sort of thing. If you're the kind of person who likes to door knock and cold call and go out and get your business, now that you're doing that, you don't know what to do next. I find that there are I don't know, really, honestly, I don't know any coach who teaches the systems down to the molecules of what it takes after you get the lead. Lead generation is rather easy nowadays. Legitimate lead generation is still difficult. Getting a listing lead in the area you want is pretty hard still. And then getting a listing lead where they don't already have an agent is pretty hard still. Putting them into a system that will effectively win them over so that you're the agent they choose, pretty hard still. But I can show you. Anyhow, find me at jamesfestini.com/training. Register there also, jamesfestini.com/scripts, if you want a copy of my scripts that are getting me listings in this day and age, from cold calling and door knocking very easily. It's not that hard. Just be yourself and throw those numbers and you will survive. Anyhow, get back to work.
Have you seen my amazing local market videos for my real estate business? In one word, Terradatum. They make videos branded to your brokerage and automatically update them every month with videos by zip code, county, city, and your hyper-local market, and it's extremely affordable. Have you guys seen my website lately? Well, you should. It's absolutely gorgeous. I owe it all to Zentap. They will help you with your advertising using your MLS, IDX, and social media to attract an audience and engage your leads using sophisticated bots. Now, you're gonna need a powerful CRM to manage all of this, and as you know, Mojo Selling Solutions is more than just a dialer. It's the most powerful CRM bar none. Mojo provides you expireds for sell by owners, and that is the third list of data, along with email and mail campaigns. For more information on any of these products, along with my personal coaching and training products, go to jamesfestini.com today. or just show financial support at any amount on patreon.com/James Festini. Now, get back to work.